Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be putting some bear claw locks on my 34 Pierce Arrow project. Stay tuned. Alright, so here's the inside of the door. You can see I've already marked where this is going to go. Actually, I think it goes like this. How I determined this was really out of necessity. This is the factory hole for the handle, and then it has like a back then you did the typical like home door latch system, which was I'm sure fine back then, but it's technology with these bear claw locks are much better now. The reason they do this is that the window frame is right here. This not the frame, but the track. So all the mechanism can't go through the window. So they brought it out here, goes right into the lock, and then you have a typical interior or home door latch that just goes in and out, and then there's a catch on the inside. So with this, obviously I'm going to have some bars and mechanisms in here to get this open and close, which that's why most people do change the structure to metal because it takes up less room. I'm not doing that because I just don't feel a need to. I think I can do it without. So I'll show you inside here what I was talking about. If you see right, let me hold the door here. See right here, this is the window channel. If the handle, can't be over here because it would go through the window. So that's why it's so close to the edge of the door, as you can see here. So I'm going to have to be creative on this, extend the handle out, and then put an arm on it to come down like you would in a new car, like a lock rod. And then obviously also on the inside over here to the interior handle. And then the lock, let me back up here. The lock mechanism will be down here. I'm going to put electric locks in it because it didn't obviously have locks before, or I shouldn't say it did have a lock before. Very rudimentary. So I'll put electric lock down here that will stay on the inside of the glass, so I don't have to worry about the glass track. This is the front track. This is the rear track, and then everything up here is a wing window, which I'm going to have to build from scratch. So I'll show you sort of how I got this to this measurement based on the jam. Okay, so here's the secret to my madness is I've already done the rear one, and I didn't video that one because I was just trying to figure out, there was a lot of measuring and cutting and figuring out exactly where I was going. Figured this would be a much shorter video and a lot more concise instructions on how I'm doing this. So you can see here on the door, the catch would have been here for the original latch. And it's a simple, just as you could imagine, just a ridge, chrome ridge comes in, the catch goes in, and it locks. Some adjustability there. This and this up here, that's where the alignment, it's like a little caret alignment comes in. And because this is so non-secure, I should say, I guess north and top and bottom, they had these to hold the door from going up and down and up and down. So what I decided is I can't use this because the lock will close the door. If I do it here, the lock, I don't have enough room for the mechanism, the bear claw mechanism. So I had to lower it. It just so happens that this area here is pretty good area. I have to modify this a little bit, but it fits in here pretty nicely after I trim it. And this is where the latch or the rod post that it goes to here. So I'm using the existing body lines there. I will probably close all this up, make it look like it wasn't there before. And then I'll do the same thing up here because I don't necessarily need those alignment posts anymore with this type of latch. So what I did is, see, I put the original one in here, figured out where it was going to go. I just transferred that over to this once I have this one all measured. And there's no science to this. It was just what was going to work with the latch. So did all my lines measuring. So now I'm ready to go ahead and cut all this out and start fitting it in the door. Once I fit it in the door, then I remeasure, make sure this is where I need to be, and then I cut out the jamb here to be ready to go. So one thing I did notice is this door is significantly further off the jamb than this one, so I may have some issues here. You know, this is only probably a 16th or 8th, and this was more like 3/16 over here, and hell, up here it's like 1/4 inch. So I guess it's the joys of 30s cars. You can see the top of this is just held on by a flathead screwdriver. I probably could move that, maybe, I don't know. Actually, no, I can't because it's welded on the outside. You can see the construction up here. It's just crazy. Not even just a 4-sided nut. More flatheads up there. I hate flathead screws, like I'm sure most of you do. So we will we'll start cutting here, and I'll show you a time lapse of what's going on. So got the latch in there, as you can see. Try to line this up. I got that marked. So what I'm going to do now, and actually what I was talking about earlier about these screws not lining up or not allowing, it actually does. It barely makes it. So I think I might just recess this back here about a 1/16. No one will ever know because I'm going to metal work up above and down below, so no one will ever know. I can just compensate for an old car. So this will go that way about a 1/16 once I put this in place. So now what I need to do is I need to go in here, measure. What I did on the other side to sort of sneak up on this is I cut all this out of here, and then I need to trim the top and one side of this pretty close so that I can get it up in there. And then this is really the hardest part, or I should say time consuming, because you tack it, you fit it, you tack it. Hopefully you tack it and fit it and it works fine, but the other side I had to move inboard about 1/8 of an inch to get it in the center. As you can see, this has some play. Obviously I don't want to be maxed out to one side, so just trying to get it in the center. You know, I have no idea how this body's going to move once everything's on here and down the road, so I wanted to make sure I had enough adjustment here on this. And yeah, you can see this one I cut here. I'll do the same thing on this one, just cut it down. This driver's door went so much faster than this back door, just because I already know how to do it. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful so far, and I'll show you how to put the striker in. So you can see it based on the other one, I was able to adjust it immediately and get it to close and latch perfectly, actually. In time lapse, you can see I made this top panel. Now I can finish welding all this in, work it, metal work it. Over here, there's a lot more to do. I'll have to probably cut here, put another piece in. I got to pull this out some more, so take that tack off, pull this out so it matches up here. This is sort of a funny, this isn't necessarily flat here. This was sort of a twist. So I'll have to pull this out about a 1/16, fill in a gap here, and then finish welding there, and should be good how this goes. So I'm real happy with the way this worked. I'll show you at the end sort of what everything looks like. I am not getting a sponsor with this company, but this is where I got those auto lock bear claw latches from the reviews I got. Seemed to be the best option out there that wasn't like $300 or $400. So yeah, so I'll get to finish welding, and I will I'll show you the final product here as soon as I'm done. Okay, well, I got it all finished welded. Got about 80% of the welds ground down. Gonna have to do a little bit more on these doors. Like I was saying, the closers or the alignment areas from the original latches, I'm gonna probably cover those over. So I'll have some more metal work to do on these, and I'll do it all at once. But I got it pretty close to where I need to be, barring just some touch up here and there. So show you the result. Got it. Pretty happy with the way it worked out. As you can see out, this is an area there where I'll probably end up having to fill that in. These holes down here I may fill in. I don't know exactly how the gasket's going to go on this door yet. If it's going to go here, I'm not sure. So once I decide that, I'll figure out what I'm body working, what I'm not. But you can see here, this is inside the track. I bent the lock mechanism over, so the track goes, right here. So all of the rods and everything are going to have to be inside here. This will come up here and attach. I'll put a tab. I actually have some tabs here. I'm going to probably be using these here. It'll pop out there and then just open and close. One of those things I kept for years, and I actually finally used it, those little tabs. So this is the other side. This is the side I'm gonna have to do more body work on. I'm gonna be filling these in. I'm gonna be filling this in. I don't know. These are little rubber stoppers. I'll probably use these top and bottom. There's no reason not to, really, depending on how the gasket fits in here. I'm not sure. I'll show you. Closes just fine. Back has a little bit of wiggle to it for the gasket. Obviously, I'll be able to adjust it later. And then this is the inside and how that all worked out. So pretty happy with it, and I think the other side I'll be able to do 2 doors in a day, get those done. Plan is to do the other side when I flip the car around. So don't know when I'm going to flip the car around. I don't really know what I'm going to do next yet. If I'm going to start working on the windows or flip the car around, do the other locks, I'm not sure yet. Got to figure out what my mode is going forward. So anyway, hopefully I'll have some updates here soon, and